Hello and welcome to my unwrapping and first look at the Liber Imperium Forces of the Emperor army book for Warhammer the Horus Heresy from Games Workshop. It's right here. The colours are a bit off right now for this first look, just because it's at that strange twilight period of the day where there's slightly not enough light to come into this room, and also my lamp doesn't give the best sort of lighting. That will change next year though, you'll be pleased to know. I've got big plans ahead, and that's why your support, as always, in this time is, I'm more grateful than ever. So let's unwrap this and see what's going on. This book will cost you £37.50, which is a fair chunk of money. I mean, it's still £5 cheaper than the Legiones Astartes book, and it's actually more expensive than the Forces of the Omnissiah army book, which contains, you know, all the Titans and things. Really quite odd that they priced this at £37.50, £7.50 more than the Forces of the Omnissiah, because I think page-wise it's got a similar sort of number of pages. I would have preferred them to price this at £30 rather than £37.50. You do have a decent number of armies in here though, and we'll go through them in a moment. It's your typical Warhammer the Horus Heresy Games Workshop / Forge World book, so there will be some models and units, a lot of them in this book that you can only get from Forge World. If you didn't already know, Forge World is a company that was created and is run by Games Workshop, a bit like Black Library that produce all of the novels, and Citadel Miniatures and all of the paints. Games Workshop create and run all of those. Nice little look there at Macarius tank, I think, and Warlord Titan in the back. We'll go straight here and look at the content. So this is the contents. Might zoom in a little bit for you. You've got 140 pages, which is a nice chunk of pages. You've got the Legio Custodes army list, the Sisters of Silence army list, Solar Auxilia, and the Divisio Assassinorum army lists. So yeah, you've got kind of, I say, 4 factions, I guess, in all of this. If we go to the first sort of look there, you've got Horus that's boarded in what looks like an Arvis Lander, maybe, I don't know. And you've got some of his Sons of Horus. You've got like a Charybdis, I think, maybe a Dreadclaw, about to grab onto the hull of the ship as well. You've got the Forces of the Emperor. So faction, Imperial Army, Solar Auxilia, Allegiance, any, but then the Custodes is Loyalist, Sisters is Loyalist, and Assassinorum is Loyalist only, even though we know that Horus employed assassins. So, a bit strange. You've got the Force Organisation, so Lords of War, Primarchs in the Dark Age, in the Age of Darkness. We've seen this before in the Astartes book, and you've even got all the Astartes there as well. You've got Imperial Army as well. Then Age of Darkness Levels of Alliance. And it starts us off with the Legio Custodes. So, the Legio Custodes army list, Nemesis units. So you've got Primarch, Dreadnought, Monstrous, Reinforced, Bombard, Demon, Corrupted, Super Heavy, Unique, or Knight. They have a unit value of models in the unit have a value of 5 for weapon skill, ballistic skill, wounds, or initiative. The unit includes an enemy warlord. So Constantin Valdor, there he is. That's his data sheet. There's no picture of him. There's no 2D picture. It's just, they should have done that. Yeah, already, where's the artwork and things for Custodes? There needed to have been artwork for them. There's a few pictures at the back, like very, very sparse number. There needed to have been more already. Not in the same league as the Astartes books. So Constantine Valdor, 350 points there. He's got the Murderous Strike with the Apollonian Spear, and he's got that hyper velocity bolter with the AP2, obviously, and the War Plate. You've got a 2+ normal, 3+ invulnerable, which is very, very nice. And you can also give him a teleport transponder array if you want to teleport him in for 475 points. You've got the 0 to 1 Custodian Tribune. You can only take one, and massive amount of points there, 300 points. But does have the Auric Battle Plate. We have to go all the way to the back of the book to find out what the Auric Battle Plate is, but you've basically got a 2+ normal armor save and a 4+ invulnerable. Okay, just if you wanted to know. Again, pretty decent movement, 8 inches, weapon skill 7. Yeah, pretty tough. Toughness 5, of course, and 4 wounds. You got the Custodian Shield Captain, so a bit cheaper. Not as good a weapon skill, still weapon skill 6 though. Bit 1 less wound. Still got the Auric Battle Plate though. But you can take many of those, so that's still HQ. So they're the HQ choices, your Tribune, your Shield Captain, or Valdor. Elites, you've got Heteron Guard Squad. They've got these Meridian Swords, and the Misericord, and the Auric Battle Plate. 225 points for 3 of them. You can give them a number of different weapon options there. You've got the Aquilin Terminator Squad, 290 points. Can have up to 10, 290 points for 3 of them. You've got the Contemptor Achilles Dreadnought for 250 points. It's got the Dreadspear with inbuilt Corvée Laspulsar, but you can also give it a Power Fist, and you can change the wrist-mounted weaponry. You've got the then we're into troops. Yes, Custodian Guard Squad, 3 Custodians for 150 points for troops. You know, they've got toughness 5, 2 wounds each, 2+ and a 4+ invulnerable. You can take a Coronis Grav Carrier. If you've got no more than 6 models, you can have 10 in a unit though. They've got the Guardian Spears. You can swap their Guardian Spears for Pyrite Spears, Adrasite Spears, or Guardian Axes. More troops, you've got the Sentinel Guard Squad, so they're equipped with the Sentinel Warblades. You've got dedicated transport, the Coronis Grav Carrier, 180 points. Front armour 13, 12, 10 for the rear, 5 hull points, 18 transport capacity, movement of 16 and a ballistic skill of 5, very nice. You've got the Twin Lastrum bolt cannons, turret mounted twin link Arachnus blaze cannon, and a flare shield as well. Special rules, deep strike, nice. Then you've got fast attack, you've got the Agamatus Jet Bike Squadron, 265 points for 3 of them. They have this Auric Demi Plate, which is a 3+ save. I think that's awful. They're Custodes should have 2+, 4+ no matter what. So they've had a debuff, you know, scrap that rule, have it as a 2+. You've also got fast attack Palace Attack Speeder Squadron. They've got that centerline mounted twin linked Arachnus blaze cannon. You can have 3 of them. You can swap the blaze cannon for a Drathic Devastator. 60 points, quite cheap for what you're getting. And they do have a flare shield as well. but they're expensive model from Forge World. Custodian Venatari squad. They have again this Auric demi plate thing. They've got the Venatari lance. Their save is a 3+. The Sagittarium guard squad, 175 points for 3. These are heavy support, and they are equipped with the Adrastus bolt calivers. You can give them the Adrastus bolt calivers are pretty horrific weapons. More heavy support in the form of the Caladius grav tank, which is equipped with the turret-mounted Iliastus accelerator cannon, but you can swap that for the enhanced Arachnus blaze cannon. So not heavy, but enhanced. Armour's alright, 13, 13, 11 rear, 4 hull points. It's got the flare shield. It's got ballistic seal 5 and a movement of 16. I think we're seeing that all of the Legio vehicles are like 16 at the moment. You've got another heavy support, the Contemptor Galatus Dreadnought. So the Achilles was an elite choice with the spear. The Galatus with the Warblade is actually heavy support. Another heavy support, you've got the Telemon Heavy Dreadnought. Probably one of the best models that Forge World produce. One of my favourites, one of my favourite Dreadnoughts as well. 365 points, pretty pricey, but you're getting a 2+ save, an Atomantic Deflector. You've got the either the Arachnus Storm Cannon or Iliastus Accelerator Culverin. You've got the Cestus. You've got the Cestus with a Proteus Plasma Projector and the Spiculus Bolt Launcher, which is pretty good too. 8 wounds this thing has. Its toughness 8, its weapon skill is 6, movement is 6 though. And then a Lord of War for 600 points. You can get the Orion Assault Dropship. Its movement is 19 inches. Front armor 13, side 12, rear 11. 7 hull points, but you can carry 24 units in there. You've got 2 centerline mounted Arachnus heavy blaze cannons, 2 front mounted twin Lastrum bolt cannons, 2 hull mounted Spiculus heavy bolt launchers, and an Eclipse shield, whatever that is. Then another Lord of War, you've got the Ares gunship. Different stat line, the rear armor is 10, and that's because it's kind of open. And the main reason you're going to get this is the centerline mounted Arachnus Magna blaze cannon. That's the main reason you get it. No transport capacity whatsoever, it's just for that one weapon. Sisters of Silence then. The army list, got the different chambers, Maiden of Resolve, things like that. Starts off with Janisha Kroll. Fantastic, that's how it should be done. You know, 2 pages, you've got the artwork there that we got in the actual Forge World Horus Heresy book, I think book 8, I think it was. Janisha Kroll, that's what we should have had for Valdor, I think. 150 points for her, pretty nice, you know. She's got the 2+ save there. She's got the Onyx Cloak, which is a 4+ invulnerable save, and then 3+ against hits from Template and Blast. Special rules. Also, if anybody's shooting her, you actually have to be another 6 inches past Primarch's. Ignore that rule though. Yeah, she's only got 3 wounds though, and her toughness is only 3, but she's got lots of special rules there. Fantastic. She's got the Sword of Oblivion, which is strength +2, which is strength 5, AP 1, it's Murderous Strike, and it's Duelist's Edge on 1 as well. Another HQ, 0 to 1, a Knight Abyssal for 85 points. Another HQ, Knight Centura for 55 points, bit cheaper. Another HQ, Silent Judge for 55, Silent Fury for 65. And then a final HQ, a Questora Cadre. You got 3 Questora there for 65 points. Another HQ, you've got the Raptora Cadre for 95 points, 3 of them. You've got 0 to 1 Knight Vestal Covenant for 35 points for 1 Knight Vestal, and that's an elite choice. Carrying on with the elite choices, you've got an Oblivion Knight Cadre, you've got 5 of them for 100 points. Eradicator Cadre, you've got 5 for 65 points. Prosecutor Cadre in troops for 65 points, so there you're 5. You've got a Vigilator Cadre for 65 points for 5. and then you've got the dedicated transport. So 2 troop choices there, Prosecutor Cadre or Vigilator Cadre, and then your dedicated transport, Charon pattern Acquisitor for 150 points. And there's a Vigilator Almatra Crever. Fast attack, you've got the Pursuer Cadre, and a Firebrand Cadre, and a Subjugator Cadre, and then another fast attack, you've got Termite Assault Drill. Heavy support, you've got a Sanctioner Cadre, and Expurgator Cadre, and that's it. So a lot of different cadres. You know, Sisters of Silence have been expanded massively. I don't know whether they needed to be expanded that hard to include all of those different cadres and things. I think it's a bit much considering we've only got 1 plastic set for them, and Janisha Kroll, and that's it. Unless we've got more sets and things coming out, but I doubt it. Then you've got the Solar Auxilia, which is probably one of the main reasons why you clicked on this video, to have a look at these guys. So you've got the army list, the cohort doctrines, you've got the Solar Auxilia HQ, you've got the HQ choice, the 0 to 1 Solar Auxilia Legate Marshal or Legate Marshal for 85 points. You've got the Auxilia Tactical Command Tertio for 105 points for 5 of them. Lots of different weapon options there. You've got the Solar Auxilia Companion Section for 60 points for 5. Lots of weapon options. Then we're into elites with the Auxilia Velataris Tertio for 90 points for 5. You've got the Velataris Storm Section for 90 points. The Velataris Vanguard section for 90, and 0 to 1 Solar Auxilia Medicae section for 15 for 1 Medicae. Then you've got the Surgeon Primus Avos Jovan for 60 points. I think we did have a model for him. Then you've got the Charonite Ogrin section for 3, it's 120 points. You've got this lovely bit of artwork there. I think that's a Minotaur, I think. Then we're into troops. So you've got the Auxilia Infantry Tertio, 65 points for 5. The rifle section, you've got 10 of them for 60 points. Dedicated transport, the Dracosan Armour Transport for 175 points. You can have 22 passengers for that one. Then the Aurochs Transport, you can have 10 in there for 30 points, quite a smaller one. And then the Arvus Transport, you can fit 12 in that for 75 points. Fast attack, you've got the Primaris Lightning, 150 points. It's got the 2 centerline mounted las cannons. You've got the Thunderbolt as well for 120 points, a bit cheaper. Heavy support, you've got the Auxilia Armoured Tertio, 1 Lehman Russ Command Tank, and then you've got the Lehman Russ Strike Squadron. You can have 3 of them in a squadron, 150 points. You've also got the Lehman Russ Assault Squadron for 200 points. The Artillery Tertio Command Section, 65 points for 5. The Tarantula Sentry Battery for 60 points. A Rapier Battery for 35 for 1 Rapier Carrier. The Malcador Heavy Tank Squadron, you can have 3 of them in a squadron, 225 points. You've got the Armoured Artillery. You've got the Armoured Battery for 200 points. You can have 3 of those. You've got the Valdor Tank Destroyer Squadron, 250 points. You've got the Cyclops Demolition Section for 35. Lords of War. So you've got the Malcador Infernus Squadron, 300 points. The Stormhammer for 500 points there. 12 whole points, 13, 13, 12. Looks brilliant. And that's it. So it ends with the Stormhammer. Then we're into the Divisio Assassinorum. Agents of the Divisio Assassinorum, Advanced Reaction Tactical Displacement. Starts off with the Clade Vindica Assassin, 125 points there. Ballistic Skill 8, need I say more. Only got 2 wounds though, and a save of 4+, but is equipped with the Panoply of the Assassin. which just means it's got a 4+ armor save and a 4+ invulnerable. The Exodus rifle, very nice, 100-inch range there, strength 7, AP 2, murderous strike 5+, rending 6+, and sniper. The Exodus pistol is alright. It's a 3-shot strength 6 pistol with breaching 6+. It's not. I think it should be AP 2 as well. I know it's got the breaching, but I think it should be 18 inches and AP 2, but you know, it's an assassin at the end of the day. You're not going to get much further past that. You've got the Calexis Assassin, same points cost. The main difference there is that it doesn't have that ballistic skill 8 that the Vindica does. The Calidus Assassin, a very nice looking bit of artwork there. That's pretty cool. 125 points, so same price. Weapon skill is a little bit better. Initiative is better. Has this phase sword, which is AP 1. But when you wound on a 6+, they automatically suffer a wound with no armor saves, invulnerable saves, or damage mitigation rolls allowed. Wow, that phase sword is crazy. You've got the Eversaw Assassin, cheeky little bit of artwork there. Same points cost. Has the Noro Gauntlet, AP 3, and that needle pistol. The Adamus Assassin. So this is Deadpool, basically. This is a new assassin. Same points cost. Let's just compare it to the Eversaw, because I was thinking, why would you get the Adamus instead of the Eversaw? Well, the Eversaw has, I say, a better stat line. The Adamus has 1 more attack. They still have the Panoply of the Assassin, so 4+ and then 4+ invuln. They have, the Adamus has this Nemesis blade or Nemesi blade, strength +1, which is 5, AP 3, rending 5+. It's alright. But then has this needle spine blaster and has a decapitation strike. Has a murder strike on a 2+. That's pretty cool. So instead of attacking normally, you can have this 1 attack. That's quite cool. Then you've got the Venom Assassin, another new assassin. Has the toxin injector, the poison globes, and a hook fang, which is a dagger. You've got another new assassin, the Infosight Assassin. Lots of rules for this one. Got the sympathetic data spikes as well. If you're against Mechanicum, this is the one to go for. Okay, so interesting. We've got 3 new assassins there. They are pricey on Forge World's website. You know, they are £27 each. And I think that's just way too much at the moment. They should be £20 maximum. But yeah, that's why I've not gone to get them. Appendices, new unit types, assassin subtype, close order subtype, anathema subtype. New special rules. So for these, you've obviously got Legio Custodes, Nemesis units, Void Shields. That's a really nice bit of art. Armory of the Forces of the Imperium. So this goes through all of the Custodes weapons and things. It's a bit odd. You know, if you're used to it from the Astartes books, then you'll know, you know, you have to find out, right, is this weapon a needle weapon? Okay, look at the needle weapons and then find your actual needle weapon. Is it a las weapon? Okay, it's a las pistol, it's a las cannon. Well, you find it there. You got flame weapons, so I think the Infernus Fire Pike is there, look. Plasma weapons, you've got the plasma projector, look. Adrathic weapons, instant death. It's my favourite flavour, is instant death. AP3 anyway, but it's instant death. Love it. You've got snare weapons, exotic weapons. So you've got the Adrastus Bolt Caliber, which is a 4-shot, 36-inch range assault 4, strength 5 weapon anyway, but the disintegrator is also 24-inch assault 1, instant death. Because instant death gets hot, so those old Custodes, right? Just blow themselves up. Yeah, you've got the close combat weapons, power weapons, so you've got your power swords, your solarite weapons, solarite power gauntlet, look at that, strength 10, AP 1. The power talon is only strength 5, but it is AP 2 and it's shred. And the power lance, strength 10, AP 1, sudden strike armor bane. And then you've got the war gear hidden away, which includes the Auric war plate and the Auric demi plate, 3+ normal, 6+ invulnerable. Yeah, they should have just kept with Auric plate. You've got the Panoply of the Assassin as well there. So look, all that about the Panoply, and then that's the little rule. It's, I get it, you know, you've got to have some context, but, and then you've got some artwork. So 8 pages of Solar Auxilia, and then a page of Custodies and Sisters, and then a couple of pages. So 4 pages of Custodies and Sisters kind of art. Yeah, not much, is it? And then you've got to look at the models as well. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting anything in plastic. All of these are resin, except for essentially these two. Everything else is resin. So the Telemon, the Venatari, the Sagittarum use the plastic kit, and so do the Sagittarum use the plastic kit, but everything to do with the Agamatus is resin, and so are the Aquilon Terminators. There's a little look at the Sisters, and then the Assassinorum. They're showing some of the Assassins there, but they're missing the Calexus. I don't know why they're not giving that any love. Maybe they couldn't squeeze it in and they wanted to showcase the 3 new ones, which I'm not a massive fan of either. And then I look at some of the books as well. That Lupercal's War anthology is fantastic. And that's it for the Liber Imperium. I know this is a long video, but I want to do it justice and give you a first look at this book. You do get a page keeper. You know, it is 140. It is 160 pages or so. I still think it could have been £30 though, instead of this £37. It's not in the same league as the Astartes books, unfortunately. A bit like the Mechanicum wasn't either. Bit of a shame because they hit the ground running very well with those Astartes books, and I just wish they'd carried the momentum with this and the Mechanicum book. Be interesting what they're going to do for Chaos and Demons of Chaos, because you know they're part of the Horus Heresy. Clearly we're going to have Kabanda in there and the demons. I'll try and pick that book up at least to go through it with you all. I'm wondering if they'll have any Dark Mechanicum in it too, even though we don't really have any models as such. What do you guys think of the Liber Imperium? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. As always, it'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.